What's good, everybody? What's going on? Sun is going down. It's so pretty. So pretty, so pretty. Hey, Kalandra. What's good, lady? You were just on that Zoom. Did you have some guests on there, I hope? Hey, Nikki. What's up, beautiful? What's good? Hey, Tashana. It is, hey, Miss Sheila, what are you doing? What time is it here? It is, what time is it here, China? What time is it here? 7:23 here. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Dennis. What's going on? Hey, Lamar. I know that's right. We hungry. Yeah, we hungry. Got to stay hungry. Hey, Veronica. I know the sunsets here are so beautiful. Hey, Tiffany. What's going on? Hey, Victoria. You had 7 guests? Yes. Lamar had 7 guests on tonight, China. Yes, let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, Maxine. Hey, Sharon. What's going on? I'm so excited you guys are on here tonight. Hey, Lanita. Yes, Nikki. I know, girl, right? Yes. Yes. So I'm excited. You guys share this feed. This is going to be good tonight. I'm going to go over a couple things with you guys that I want to make sure you're getting. Hey, Wendy, what's going on? What is going on? All right. Hey. What's going on? Hey, Bridges, what's going on? Hey, Angelia. What's up, lady? All right, so first I want to just kind of tell you guys, just to kind of encourage you guys. First of all, there's a book that I want everybody to download on Kindle, and it's called The Dream Giver, okay? It's called The Dream Giver. It is such an amazing book. Hey, Angela, what's up? Jackie. The Dream Giver is such a, it's really a great book, and it's specifically for dreamers. And it basically talks about how there was this person named Ordinary. And Ordinary meets bullies in the borderland. Hi, baby, you come out here with me. My honey's so funny. He on live. He in the house. Hey, Monica, I miss you, girl. But anyway, it talks about how Ordinary meets these bullies in the borderland. And I believe that all of you, God is calling all of us to expand. He's calling us to increase. But you have to realize when, you may be hanging out with border bullies that don't want you to get out of the land of ordinary, and you're trying to go over to the land of extraordinary, and those border bullies are telling you, you better not do that. You better not go there. You better not. I don't know. Border bullies are always there to try to stop you from going over to the land of extraordinary. Ordinary people want you to stay in the ordinary land. And sometimes these are loved ones. Sometimes these are people that, yes, Sharon, it's such a great book. Sometimes these are amazing people that mean you well, but they can't impart to you and push you to go to the next level. So what happens is when you are trying to get out of the borderland, in other words, this is where you've always been. It's a place of commonality. It's what you know. It's what you are accustomed to. You got to fight sometimes to start hanging out with people that have come out of the commonplace and gone over to uncommon areas and did uncommon things and hung out with people that busted up all that border thinking, because all of us have border thinking. And so this book really helps you to kind of dive in and really look and see, hey, where am I at? Where do I need to be? What is it that I need to do? What's one of the first things that I need to do? And one of the first things you got to do is you got to make sure that you get out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your enemy. Your comfort zone can be where you live. Your comfort zone can be what you drive. Your comfort zone can be the same restaurant you go to, the same hair salon you go to. What you need, babe? You need a charger? I know, right? Charger ministry. Yeah, but that comfort zone, Eugene, is your enemy. You got to be like, listen, I got to get out of this comfort zone. I got to get away from these border bullies. I got to get away from the border bullies. I got to get out. I got to get out of the comfort zone. I got to get out of what I know. I got to get out of what I used to know, what I used to do. And I got to hang out with people that challenge me, that stretch me. And that's exactly, what's up, cousin? That's exactly what Chyna and I are doing.
Yes.
That's what this space that we're in does. This space challenges us.
Yes.
It stretches us.
Yes.
It provokes you to think differently.
Yes.
It provokes you to move differently. Because a lot of times people say they want something different, but then
They're not willing to do anything about it. So most people are not willing to do what it takes to get what they want. And that's the part right there.
That's the part.
And if they are willing to do it, they're not willing to do it long enough. And so when the results don't come in fast enough, they think something wrong.
Yep.
It's not for me.
Yep.
Maybe I didn't hear God. And that's that doubt right there and that confusion.
Yep.
But the truth is, that was the test. You
was
was
the
being
test.
tested for authenticity. How bad you want it.
Yes.
How bad do you
and are
want
you
it?
willing to sacrifice?
Are you willing? Because success requires sacrifice.
It requires sacrifice.
There is no way around it. In order for you to be successful, you're going to have to sacrifice some time. You have to sacrifice sometimes some relationships.
Yep.
And it's the truth, because some of the relationships in your life is why your life is complacent.
Exactly.
Because they keep you comfortable in the norm of your 10 years ago.
Yep, exactly. And knowing that it's going to take discipline. It takes so much discipline. But it's so rewarding when you get out of the land of ordinary and you go over to extraordinary and you tell the border bullies, I love you, but I can't listen to you anymore.
That's good.
Because the border bully could be a grandmother. It could be a grandfather. It could be a
I had to do that
parent.
before. I had a border bully.
Yeah.
I had a border bully, and I had to let them know and put them in their place. Listen, I have people designated in my life for this area right here.
Yes. Yes.
You see?
That's so good. You've got to designate. Who have you designated that you listen to about your money?
That's right.
Because some of you have border bullies talking to you about your money, and they have no business. You have no business getting advice from them.
They don't even have the results. They don't even understand this digital age that we're in. E-commerce, entrepreneurship. They're living off of the industrial age, giving you information in a digital age, and because you love them and because they love you, you feel like that is qualifications for you to listen to what they're saying, and that's the danger zone for you. You can love them and still be like, listen, I love you, but listen, I got somebody designated in my life for that particular area.
Absolutely. It's just like I was talking to a girl one time, and she was saying her mom never, ever, she met this amazing guy, and every guy that she dated, the mom, because the mom was divorced and had a bad relationship with her father, she was a border bully for her happiness. Wow. And she had to remove her mom from that space of having authority in her life to give her relationship advice. She still loved her mom, but she's just like, I can't listen to my mom anymore about this. My mom is not qualified. My mom's not happy. My mom's not been happy in a long time.
Right.
Terry, we love you too. What's up, Carl?
Yes. What's up, Carl?
But, you know, it's so important that you take an audit of your life. What's up, sister? Take an audit of your life and be really honest with yourself. Because sometimes we don't really stop and think like we did this week out here in Arizona. And all the couples are just honest about where we were and where we weren't.
Right, that's good.
And what we were as couples and what we weren't.
That's good. That's that part.
And then we talked about, you know, what's the dream like? What is our dream life like? And do we feel like our spouse supports the dream? And if they support it emotionally, maybe they don't support it mentally or financially. Like, there are different levels of support. And you got to have that conversation. So what I'm saying to you is that this, as we get ready to leave July 2020, we all really need to be asking ourselves, we got 5 more months left in the year. What do these next 5 months really look like? And what am I
good.
going to do? Right? What am I going to do? What am I going to change? And some of you need to go back to some things because some of you started, but you just didn't stay the course. That's why the Bible says the race is not given to the swift.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
that's
given to
good
swift.
because sometimes it makes me think about all of those little on YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram. They got the man that's digging for gold or diamonds, and he's putting in the work. But because he's looking at what somebody else is doing, or because she's looking at what somebody else is doing, they got distracted feeling like I must be doing something wrong because it's not happening fast enough.
Exactly.
And the truth of the matter is, while you are marveling at what somebody else is having or experiencing, you don't even realize that God has set you up for something even greater.
Yeah.
And that's why you must stay the course. Some of you are in position right now, and the word tells us don't grow weary in doing good things.
That's
Like,
it.
don't grow weary
Don't
in
grow
it.
weary.
And if you do have people around you that can feed your spirit.
Yeah.
That can speak
Yeah.
life into
Yeah.
you if you get into a point where you
Absolutely.
may become a little dehydrated on the way.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Don't become weary or don't get tired.
Yes.
Don't get tired of going after your dreams.
Yes.
Lanita, I like what you said. We have 5 months of grace left.
Amen.
You're right.
Amen.
5 months
Hello.
of everything that we need to become successful. That's what we need. Hey, you guys, what's
We're
up?
having a great
China's
time.
on live.
Hi.
All the lives
Yes,
are
we're
going.
live everywhere.
We're live everywhere. We're live everywhere. We're live everywhere.
So make sure you.
But yeah, like,
Is he still? Well, I had a
be
call coming
honest
in.
with
Can you hear
that.
me?
Be honest with
I don't know
yourself
if you guys can hear me, 'cause
and
the call
say,
coming
okay, this is who I need to partner with. Because some of us, we're supposed to be in relationship. We're supposed to be in business relationship. We're supposed to be in the wealth family together. And it is going to challenge a different part of your brain, and that's what you're afraid of. But if you're going to grow, you have to be challenged. I don't know if growth ever can happen without challenge. Growth and challenge are synonymous.
Yeah, it's not possible because you got to be stretched to grow.
You got to be stretched to grow.
You got to be stretched to grow. You got to be stretched to grow. If you're always comfortable, you're always complacent.
Yeah, that's good.
If you're always comfortable, you're always complacent. There is nothing new or growth that's going to come from a complacent.
Yeah.
And complacency is stagnating.
Yeah, it is stagnating. And that's why when you look at most adults, you don't really see uptrend in their lives.
Because they stop learning.
They stop learning.
And they still, sometimes they hang around people only at their level that comes
Yeah.
from the people that they're working with.
Yeah.
And their coworkers you usually hanging with the people
Yeah.
that's your coworkers in the same department. It's
Yeah.
not even like I'm going to work to get into the executive
Yeah.
group, clique, or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. Or if you're younger, you may be actually hanging out with people because y'all went to the same school,
Yeah.
which chances are their parents made a certain amount of money to afford to live in that particular neighborhood, so it's still so complacent.
Yeah.
And this is why when an invitation is offered
Exactly.
that says you can have a seat at this table,
Yes.
that says we have space for you, that
Yes.
says come on in, you
Right.
got to be willing to pay the price.
Yes.
Because if you don't pay the price, it's going to cost you.
Yep. Yep. Because
If you don't pay the price,
if
it's going
you
to
don't
cost
pay
you.
it, if you
If
don't
you don't
pay
pay the
it.
price to get into the circles,
That's
it's going to
good.
cost you your dreams.
That's
It's going to
good.
cost you the vision that you keep seeing. It's going
Yep.
to cost you delays.
Yep. It costs you all of that. Because here's the thing about it. Like,
I don't know why.
you can look at your life. Hey, Tyree, what's up, beautiful?
Hey, sis. Oh my gosh.
I know,
Hey,
right?
Bishop. Yes,
But she
honey.
is here, right?
I know. Oh, you will
It would
love
be
it,
fun.
Bishop.
I know,
Oh,
yeah,
baby.
she love
When I
it.
say
Yeah,
you will
she
love
love
this.
it. Yeah, she love
Girl.
it. Yeah, she love it.
Yes.
You know, let us up right here.
Absolutely.
But you do, I mean, you all have to kind of come to that place and look at your friends and say, you know, are they adding value to my life? Have I gotten better? Have I gotten stronger? Am I growing? You know, and that's what I look at. And when we look at our lives, China, you know, we challenge each other.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Oh,
our
yes.
whole, and this is what I love about our whole squad. You're going to constantly be being challenged.
Right.
But it's good because what happens is it puts you in a position to have accelerated growth.
Yes.
Most people aren't growing at the exponential rate that we're having, and this is not about, oh, we're this, da-da-da-da-da. No, we just were hungry and humble, and we put ourselves in a position, Bishop, to say, I'm hungry, I'm humble, I'm teachable. and I want more out of life, you know, and I'm ready to grow. And so I just wanted to come on and encourage you that as we get ready to go into the 8th month of August, that you would challenge yourself and ask yourself, what do I think about? Like, every day when I wake up, I'm like, Lord, I want tons of power thoughts today.
That's good.
Because power thoughts lead to power decisions, that lead to power action, that lead to power results. So I wake up thinking about growth and expansion and increase and how many lives I'm going to change. I don't think about COVID and how many people are this, that, or the third. And I'm grateful that, you know, God, as a matter of fact, has healed our good friend Tyree here. But I don't think about that. I don't wake up thinking about, I think that if that thought comes, Lucy, I think, that could never happen to me in Jesus' name.
Not only that, you know what? I promise you, if we would have thought about that, we would not have this experience, because
we wouldn't be this close as sisters. But close in the pool.
Yeah, amen. But not only, right, amen. But we wouldn't be on the West Coast, because if you look at the news and you consume with what media is telling you, it's like, LA, and I don't know if it's facts or not. It's just not facts for me.
Right.
And
you're not participating.
I'm not participating. And it's not only that, something is not right with
but
even
you
whatever.
Made that decision.
Yes. Because something ain't adding up. When my spirit and whatever was being said, there was a confliction. Oh no, I got to shut that down and make sure I'm listening to the Holy Spirit, because something is off with that information right there. And that information keeps you in fear, which controls your thoughts, your ideas, how you move, and everything else. Let me tell you something. That's why you got to be around people, because I'll be honest with you, not everybody is having the same conversation.
Absolutely not.
The conversations that we've been having is not those conversations. So whatever you feed grows.
Absolutely.
Whatever you feed grows.
That's right.
Lanika.
Whatever you feed grows.
Whatever you feed grows.
So whatever you keep talking about is going to grow.
Yes.
Whatever you keep thinking about is going to grow.
Yes. You got to give them some pool action, honey, girl. You got to
some
lift
pool
them
action.
Give them some
yes.
angles, girl.
Yes.
Give them some angles, girl.
Yes, you can't go too far because it's my charger.
Right. But just look. Just
I know, it's
heights.
so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to unplug just for a minute and just kind of.
Just enjoy the.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But no, you come out here and we've been thinking like just power thoughts, power decisions, power moves. And I want you to start thinking things like, I'll never be broke again. I'll never be sick again. Think about what you want your net worth to be. Maybe it's 60 million, maybe 6 million, maybe 1 million. But what happens is when you expose yourself, Renee, when you expose yourself, Amina, when you expose yourself, the possibilities become endless. And you start realizing, okay, let me hang out with people that's moving real bold out here. Smart but bold. Hungry but humble. Realizing we need Jesus. He's our helper. But if you do, because whatever you really think about is what's going to happen. So I want to encourage you guys, you know, as you're watching tonight, that some of you are supposed to partner with us. I made a decision years ago. Partner, Lunika's my sister. We're partners. She called me, girl, I need you. I'm like, girl, let's do it.
What about now?
We're partners. Chyna and I. Right? Lanika and I, Carl and I, we have a network of business partners that are determined to win in any condition and in any environment. Wait a minute, think about it. When Jesus walked the earth, hey Lawrence, what's up, brother? When Jesus walked the earth, he walked the earth with authority. He didn't walk the earth in fear. He walked the earth in authority. And I believe that we can have that same authority. That we can walk in that same authority. So we have to hang out with people that believe like us, that believe we're unstoppable. So I'll think a power thought all day, and I'll say, God, I thank you, I'm unstoppable. God, I thank you that I'm bold. God, I thank you that I'm courageous. God, I thank you that I'm strong. And there have been times where I didn't feel strong. I felt weak. And maybe something happened that made me sad, but I would think a power thought and say, God, I thank you that you made me whole. I thank you, Lord, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And maybe I had to say it over and over and over again, but eventually my thoughts impacted my heart, that impacted my actions, that impacted my behavior, that impacted my results. So I want to encourage you guys to stay teachable. Stay teachable. As a matter of fact, Lawrence texted me something the other day. He's a business partner and a good friend. He texted me something the other day, and it was good. And I was like, oh. Because I was teachable, I said, yeah, I see what you mean. I wasn't like, no. Successful people usually are really pretty teachable. They're usually really pretty hungry, looking for an opportunity to think about things differently. Because it doesn't mean that you're dumb. It means you need to think about something differently. So God will send people in your life. He'll send a Lawrence Young. He'll send a Sierra Adams. He'll send a Carl Wilkins. He'll send people in your life that'll help you to think differently, to move differently, to grow. I want all of our lives to be on the uptrend. I want all of our lives to be on the uptrend. But that happens on purpose. It doesn't happen just because it was a fleeting thought. You have to say on purpose, God, you sent this person in my life. We do it with our children. Our children can call and be like, Ma, Dad, we gonna need y'all not to do blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it'll be like, whoa. And then it'll be like, well, now, wait a minute. They might actually have a point. And so as we started to respect our children at a greater level, not just demand respect to us as parents, but as we started to respect them at a greater level, then what ended up happening was we got more value out of that relationship. So if you respect your future, you'll become teachable. If you respect your destiny, then you'll become open. You'll say, I need to listen. Listening is powerful. You know, the scriptures talk about that wise men, they don't just talk, but they listen. They listen. That means that I pay attention to. I give heed to. I turn my attention to this. Right? Now, I haven't always been that way, but it's something I work on in myself all the time, to stay teachable, to stay hungry, to stay humble, to learn. We had some great sessions here at the house this week with some of the couples, and it was so good. And we were talking and we were saying, okay, what's your spouse's strength that you may not be leaning in on? Or what are some things that your spouse may be telling you that you haven't really just listened to? Because the Bible also says that a man is always right in his own eyes. Right? So, I just wanted to come on here and encourage you guys tonight to go after your dreams, to not dumb them down, to not squish them, put them in a box, pull them out, let Holy Spirit start to dream through you. Ask God, who am I supposed to be partnering with? Who should I be listening to? Who should I be running with? Because I just believe it's my time. And yes, Renee, because if you respect that future and become teachable, I'm telling you right now, it's on and popping. So guys, I love you so much. Chyna's over here. Let's see what Chyna talk about before I let y'all go. Okay.
We gotta find ways to leverage. Thank you. We gotta find ways to leverage. So what's the goal of this?
You're here preaching.
May mean I just want my bills paid for somebody. So that's relative. So your goal's got to be specific. It has to be a SMART goal. What's the 6-month goal? What's the 12-month goal? Right? I had a conversation with a guy. He's on board. He's like 19.
Oh, wow.
And he's excited. And here's what I tell people when they get started with something new. Come in asking questions and not telling us the plan.
That's good. So we
Don't
got to
come
stay
in-
inquisitive.
Yes, don't come in saying, oh, I want to come in and do it like this. Wait a minute. He said his goal was to make $100,000. So my next question, $100,000 a year within the next 12 to 18 months. I said, perfect. Have you done it before yet?
Okay.
And he was
That's
like,
a good
oh,
question.
no. I said, okay, then I need you to be coachable on how to get that done because I can help you to get that done.
Yeah.
But you got to be coachable, not saying, I want to make $100,000 this way.
Right.
Because that
That's
idea
good.
might sound good,
Yeah.
but it may not be necessarily the way that's going to play
Yeah.
out for you because
Yeah.
you're thinking about it.
Because what if it's an easier way?
First, exactly.
That's good.
Exactly. You. I'm not saying you can't trade your way to $100,000 a year.
Right.
You can, but the reality of it is, bottom line, it takes time. It takes money.
time.
And if your goal is the money, stop pretending like you always wanted to be a trader. You really want the money.
Right.
So
Bottom
let
line.
me show you how to get the money.
Bottom line. Yeah.
Be coachable so
Be
I can show
coachable.
you how to get the money.
That's good.
Period.
That's good. And come in asking questions.
Yes.
Come in asking questions.
Yes.
Hey, Wendy, I miss you. Your family pictures were so bomb. Hey, Dr. Grace. Hey, girl. But no, that's so good. I think we all have to. We all just have to stay asking questions. Like, I don't think, I think it's scary when people have all the answers. It's so interesting. I was reading an article in Forbes recently, and they were talking about how employers, like these Uber employers, because we're in this Uber time. That's good. What do I need to do? Say it again.
Somebody was saying, come in asking questions. Yeah, when you get to be a part of a wealth circle, don't go in telling the wealthy people what you're going to do to get to this point. Ask them what you should be doing.
That's good.
Ask them what you should be doing.
Yeah, that's really good. But they were yes, she is. It was good because these Uber companies were saying that they weren't really looking for smart people that had all the answers. They were actually looking for people that asked tons of questions.
That's so good.
That they would look for people that'd be like, okay, so what did your company make last year? Okay, how did you market it? Is there any new product development? Do you have any people managing IT? What are those people? What development has maybe happened? Do we have the right team? Maybe do we have a focus group of customers that use the products that can tell us what they would like to see?
Wow.
Like, they came in asking all these questions, and it made the employer start to think about areas of his business that he wasn't even thinking about because they were asking questions.
And that's beautiful because who doesn't want to hire an asset? Nobody don't want to hire someone that's just a liability. And listen, when you come in asking those questions, you're open for guidance.
That's good.
You're open to be guided. Yeah. And so I know that if you're not where you want to be, then I can help you to get there. Therefore, you're an asset to what we got going on because you're not going to waste my time.
Right.
Because sometimes, just imagine working with somebody. Now, Jewel, you are uberly successful, doing very, very well, doing a lot of different things at a very, very high level. Imagine somebody coming around you who has none of that success, not even just in the monetary space, but I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about relationship with God. I'm talking about resources, but they want to come always telling you like they got the answers. And that I don't have time. You're not going to keep investing time into that.
No.
Because at a point it's going to be time wasting for you.
Yeah, no, I think, and even now, like, I'm learning just sitting here listening to Chyna. I can learn, you have to, I think what it tells us all is kind of like what my caption said. You have to, like you said, keep asking questions.
Yeah.
And remain teachable. And just understand that I don't know it all, and I'm still figuring it out. There's a book called The Power of the Team. Hey, Logan, by Meg Whitman. She took eBay from like almost folding to like the company that they are today. She also ran for governor in California. She didn't win, but still, she's pretty cool. And she was saying that when she has her team meetings, she doesn't just come giving a lot of instructions. She comes asking everybody what they think. And that stuck with me years ago, and I was thinking, that's so good. Because you don't know the value that are in the people around you until you ask them questions. I mean, like, Chef here, I didn't want to ask Chef. I just told Chef I'm on low sodium, low sugar. But I was like, you tell me what we should cook. I don't know.
Right.
That's his gift. You know what I
Right.
mean? So find out what a person's gift is on the team and just say, hey, I'm here to play follow the leader. And that's what we're doing. We're playing a big game of follow the leader. We're following other highly successful people spiritually, highly successful people in their marriage, in their ministry, in their calling, highly successful people in their business and in their money.
Yeah.
Right? That's all you do is you just say, I'm going to play a really big game of follow the leader.
It is so true.
You know, and the more you do it, the more you realize, oh, I'm learning. You know, I'm really gaining from follow the leader.
Yeah.
I like follow the leader.
Listen, it's a shortcut to success.
It is. It is.
It's a shortcut to success.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody can give you the blueprint of how to go from where you are to where they've already been.
Right.
Not just from where you are to where you want to be, but from where you are to where they've been is a shorter distance because you don't have to figure out the turns. Isn't it better when somebody knows how to get to a destination and you say, how do I get there? Oh, you just make a left here.
Right.
They can give you a better shortcut than even the GPS sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's
more
so
precise,
true.
more accurate.
More precise, more accurate. And you can save yourself a lot of hardship because I know y'all probably like me. I'm not interested in any hardship. I'm not interested in hardship in my marriage. Definitely not in my money as a parent. Like, I want to learn.
We rebuke it right now.
We
in the name of
rebuke it.
Jesus and send it back to the pit of hell.
In Jesus'
where it
name.
comes from. Some people are in the struggle
Jesus' name.
because you talk struggle. You gotta, and we sometimes even in the church we're taught to kind of talk struggle, Lord, strength and my. I mean, I'm not saying you don't ask for it, but sometimes when you pray for strength, what you pray for is more challenges to come to make you stronger, I guess. But I'm telling you right now, you got to start being very specific on those prayers.
Yeah.
I don't want no hardship in nothing that I do.
No hardship in any area. The spirit of ease.
Amen.
And so what happens is if you hang out with people that have that mindset, then you'll have the mindset. If you have a mindset of, oh, this is going to be hard. I had to do that with trading, Chyna.
Of course.
I remember thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard. I don't know.
I tapped all the way out. I knew it was going to be hard. There wasn't nobody going to tell me nothing different. I don't even know how I'm still here. And that's why I could speak
But we had to grow.
Yes.
We had to say, stop, bruh.
Yes.
Stop saying it's hard.
We literally spoke ourselves out of it. And then the crazy thing is, that's when the shift happens.
That's when the shift
Boom.
happened.
It's actually not hard at all.
That's when the shift happened. That's when it happened.
I have to keep saying it's not hard. It's just new. It's not hard. It's just new.
It's the same thing with my eating. When I first realized I was going to stop doing sugar, I thought I was going to stop doing sugar. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard not to eat with sugar. Oh my gosh. And it's like, stop saying it's hard. But then I started losing weight and getting the results. And I was like, you're fine.
Right.
Then I took it to the next level and I started implementing more discipline. I said I need to do low sodium too because inflammation would come on my tummy and on my legs. But I like it on my legs. But anyway, not on my tummy. Yeah, because it made me look like I had like thick calves. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, for the thick calves.
And so, but that's not healthy. And so, once I started, and then, God introduced people like Chef who has seasonings with no sodium.
Oh, what is that?
Right, I know, right? I just
Jeez.
bought some from him because I'm like, I'm about to cook with all of this.
Right.
So everything that, when you first start changing, it's challenging you. Your body is yelling out. Your mind is yelling out. I want sweets. I want sweets. But then you just have to say, no, I'm not going to listen to you because I got to grow. You might say, I'm going to trade with you guys. And then you might start saying, I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn. But then you have to say, but you know what? I want the results.
Yep.
So it's all about making that decision that I'm going to grow, I'm going to change, I'm going to stretch, and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not going to be denied. I'm not going to be denied. And that's just what you have to say. And that's how you come into your dream. You don't come into your dream just by, dreaming alone. That's a part of it.
That's good.
But then it's like, okay, power thoughts. Now let me get some power action going. Now let me get some power connections, power relationships, power partnerships. Then we start getting power results. And then we start being a benefit. I'm a benefactor of being a partner with Chyna. I'm a benefactor of being a partner with Lawrence Young. I'm a benefactor of being a partner with some of you on here too. So there should always be benefits from partnership.
Yeah.
And if you're not experiencing,
win-win.
It should be a win-win. And if you're not benefiting from your partners, your relationships, then you probably need to realign them. Right, Carl? Right? And so what happens is, because you're going to end up duplicating what you are. And that's why I work on myself every day. Chyna works on herself. Lanika Scott works on herself.
Yes.
Carl, all of us, a lot of us work on ourselves because we're going to duplicate and produce what we are, not just what we want. That's why your private life needs to be more of a focal point than your public life, because your public life should be an overflow of who you really are. It shouldn't be like you cut some folks out at the crib, but then you want to get on the live and talk about empowering people.
Ooh.
That's not who you really
I know
are.
that's right.
Right?
You said cussing them out at the crib, but you get on there, completely different person.
Right.
Like they describe you in public and they're like, who that is? Your family, your kids, your parents don't know who they talking about. That ain't gonna work, sis. Ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work. I see people do it all the time.
Oh,
I be like, bruh, I love you, but I don't respect you because it's not who you are.
Jeez.
Like, you got a potty mouth, but then you want to get on here and be like this, that, and the third. Like, what? No, work on you. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, who am I in front of? How should I act now? No, this is who I am all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Facts.
That's good. So this has been good. If you guys have questions, you can put them in the comments.
And just partner. Just partner if you're not partner yet.
Yeah.
Honestly, like find a way to see when you go on her website, you see all of the wonderful different things that she's doing. Find what makes the most sense for you, because you're not consistently on her page just to be on here. There's some indications that's been made several times, but you got to follow the unction, even past the fear, to say, you know what, I'm not intimidated about the wealth, the success, the status that she has, because she has given me the invitation to reach out. So let me just follow directions and start now, because I know I want to go from where I am to where she's been. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because she can give you that blueprint even better than the regular GPS, because she gonna tell you, you know what? They got a McDonald's right there. Make a left on that corner, or whatever the case may be, and you're gonna be able to comprehend it much better. So no more delays, no more procrastination, no more waiting. Just go ahead and click the link and get started.
That's it. That's it. So listen, guys, girls, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us on the live tonight. This was fun. I hope you're inspired. I hope that you're inspired to stay hungry, to stay humble, to just look to God. I tell God every day, God, take my life and do something big with it. And I'm agreeing with that with you. I'm speaking that over you, that God is taking your life and he's doing something big with it, Selena. He's doing something big with it, Robert. He's doing something big with it, Latoya. He's doing something big. And so we got some big things going on, as a matter of fact, in Atlanta, Georgia, September 25th and 26th. But you got to be a part of the squad to be there. You're not going to want to miss this one. I'm telling you right now. Talking about power players in the building. Goose Creek. Yes. What's up, girl? So anyway, get on raisethebar2020.com. I love you guys so much. Have a great night. Bye.